Welcome to day 13 of the NBA Playoffs 2012 recap. There was three huge games that all involve elimination processes. We'll start with the Bulls 76ers. The top seeded Bulls won game 5 to stay alive, but game 6 they would start out pretty slowly. Well, not too slow, but the 76ers offense was definitely clicking much better than they were the first half of game 5. They were scoring 48 while the Bulls only managed 40. It was an 8-point lead at halftime. Andre Iguodala easily had his best game of the series tonight, and they really needed that performance tonight. And the Bulls would catch up in the third quarter on the behind the attack of Luol Deng and Rip Hamilton, and even Taj Gibson. They would tie the game up at the end of the third, setting up for an exciting but yet defensive-minded fourth quarter, as the Bulls at one point led by only 3. But they would get rebound after rebound after rebound. It seemed like Philadelphia was about to lose the game. It seemed like they were about to blow it up. But no, they kept clawing back and clawing back. They would eventually make a 2-point shot to make it a 1-point game. And then it went like this. And then with only about, 25 seconds left, after Thaddeus Young made his 4-point jump shot, Spencer Hawks fouls Omar Ashik after C.J. Watson had the ball for killing a lot of the time, and then C.J. Watson made the dumbest play of the series that would eventually be their downfall. He passed to the worst free throw shooter in the team, Omar Ashik, and he gets fouled, and now he has to make 2 free throws. Now, to his credit, Ashik was 4 for 5 for the line before these 2 free throws. But nevertheless, you don't want to put your worst free throw shooter in this kind of situation ever, especially when you're facing elimination. Derrick Rose would have never made that mistake. But on to whatever. I mean, if I was CJ Watson, I would either try to throw it back and then have someone else throw up a prayer and hope it hits the room, or I would have just took the shot, make it a 3-point game, and just play a good 3-point defense for 7 seconds. But that was disgraceful. And as a result, Omar Ashik would miss these 2 free throws, and then Iguodala would get the rebound. He would drive down, and then the same guy who missed 2 free throws, Ashik, fouls Iguodala with 2 seconds left. It's a 1-point game. Bulls had the lead before he went to shoot the 2 free throws. Bulls had no timeouts. Iguodala shoots the first one, swoosh. Shoots the second one, swoosh. So now we're down to 2 seconds, and now the Bulls are going to have to find a way to get the ball in the hoop with 2 seconds. And as a result, C.J. Watson would have to jack up a 46-footer, and it was very close. He almost made up for his little mishap, but that would be the end of the series, and that would be also the end of the game. The Bulls, after being a top seed, will get eliminated by the 8th seed. With all the things happen, they will lose 79-78, and this is the second straight year that the 8th seed beats the 1 seed, and I think this is only the second lockout season as well. So this is also the second time in a lockout postseason that an 8 seed beat the 1 seed. Now will the 8 seed make the finals just like the last lockout postseason? I don't think the 76ers are really that great. And plus they still got to go through Boston and Miami, or speaking of which, Boston and Atlanta the next game. The Hawks actually started out pretty decently. They would get out to a 3-point start, but the second quarter would be their downfall to the half, as they were outscored by 9, led by the attack of KG and Mr. Pierce. And KG was on it tonight. He was just everywhere to be found. Although I will say this has been the most consistent scoring the Hawks have had mostly all series. And what I mean by that is, like, a lot of people contributed, from Smith, from Marvin Williams to Horford to Johnson. T-Mac didn't have that good a game as they would like to have him, as well as Kirk Heinrich, among others, and Jeff Teague especially. Jeff Teague will only shoot 2 of 9 at this date, and after having a decent series. But anyway, the Hawks did try to catch up a little bit. They were trying to get back, and then I believe it was Paul Pierce who made it was either Pierce or Garnett who made a shot at the end of the third quarter, which pushed the lead from 2 to 4. So that's that. And then the fourth quarter came. The Hawks were battling back, and then Ray Allen hits a key shot that gives the Celtics the lead for good. And as you see his mom on the sideline, she was very highly emotional, considering the fact Ray Allen didn't play this whole series, and plus Ray Allen's such a good guy and all that. But aside from that, we had, let's see. Oh wait, maybe it was Ray Allen that assisted. No, I'm right. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. It was Ray Allen. He made a critical free throw to make him up by 2, and then his mom cried. But anyway, it was 81-79 with 9 seconds left. The Hawks had inbound the pass. They decided to go for a 2-shot, but Al Horford is fouled. So now he has to make 2 free throws just to tie the game, and he misses the first one. He would make the second one, but he misses the first one, and now they're down 1. They foul Paul Pierce. Pierce, of course, makes his 2 free throws, and then the Hawks were out of timeouts, just like the Bulls were. They had to try to throw up a full quarter, and that would be the end of their series and their postseason. Hawks lose 83-80. The Hawks were a little bit of a disappointment, as they were kind of expected to at least get past to the first round, although the Celtics were a tough outing for anybody. So the Hawks will get eliminated in the first round for the first time since, I believe, 2008 when they played the Celtics. Imagine that. Imagine that. But the Celtics are now set for a second round meeting with the 8-seeded Philadelphia 76ers. Games to be determined. Last but not least, we have the Lakers and the Nuggets at Mile High. Denver. Let me just show you the start of the game, and you can kind of get an idea how it goes. Denver for 3, swoosh. Denver for 3, swoosh. Denver makes a 2-point shot. Denver for 3, swoosh. And it was started at 11-0. Denver never trailed this entire game. They started out up 10 at the end of 1 and never looked back. I mean, Kobe, and also to note, Kobe didn't have the flu, or what he would like to say as the flu. But he did have a pretty good outing with 31 points. But it seemed like the rest of the team had the flu more than Kobe did. Or stomach sickness or whatever it was. But I mean, and then the second half came around and it didn't get much better for LA, as Denver outscored by 13 in the third, as Ty Lawson had a beast game today. There was just no answer for Mr. Lawson today, among others, among Corey Brewer and even Kenneth Faried, man. And this will be the first game of the series that JaVale McGee didn't have to score double digits for the Nuggets to win. So props to Denver on that. It was just an all-around effort. Denver's three-point game was clicking at 10 for 20. Made about 50% of those. So, I mean, Denver played their hearts out today. And I believe Andrew Bynum's comments of closeout games are simple may come back to haunt him now. Now, the good news is Metta World Peace will come back the next game. But the bad news is the Los Angeles Lakers are in deep, deep trouble. And as reported after the game that Kobe called out Powell and Andrew for their lack of effort or their so. And I think it's almost a little unfair judgment for Bynum, because Bynum did get 16 rebounds today and 11 points. And that's usually what a center's job is to do, is get rebound, grab the boards, and try to score as much as you can. You can't really jump on Bynum for that. I mean, come on. Now, Pau Gasol, I can kind of understand, because he went 1 for 10 for 3 points. It was a terrible performance for him. And it was just a bad game for LA. And now they're in deep trouble of losing this series despite 3-1. And this wouldn't be the first time Kobe blew a 3-1 series lead. They blew a 3-1 series lead to the Suns back in 2006, and the Suns eventually went to the Western Conference Finals. But on that note, There will be a Game 7 this postseason, or at least the first round anyway, as the Nuggets win 113-96. Game 7, Saturday night at LA, 9:30 on TNT. You don't want to miss this game. It has all the emotions. Meta's coming back. Denver playing with confidence. Lakers in danger of blowing a 3-1 lead for the first time since 2006. It is all the makings of traumatic disease, if that's even a word. Alright, now time for the game of the day. I'm going to say the Bulls 76ers, man, because that was really a close game all the way throughout. It was an 8 seed beating a 1 seed. I know there was a lot of injuries in Chicago again, but despite all that, it was a great game, and it had a lot of drama and controversy. Well, not controversy. It was just dumb mistakes by C.J. Watson, and it was... I still don't understand the play. I don't know what he was doing, but either way. The disappointment of the day, well, you got to say the Lakers. I mean, they got ousted, and it seemed like no one really cared to win the game today. That's just how it is. And now they're in danger of losing this series. The player of the day, I'm gonna say Ty Lawson with the career high 30, or at least postseason high 32 points, and he also had 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 block. Be sure to come back tomorrow for day 14 of the NBA playoffs recap, and there's only one game tomorrow. It's the Clippers and the Grizzlies game 6. Blake Griffin and Chris Paul are questionable, and they'll probably both be game time decisions. I would think Chris Paul will play, and I think Blake Griffin will too, because they know their best chance to close the series out is tonight. So they got to get something. But be sure to leave your comments below. I am out.